How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of Bissel Brothers up in his piece in the form of their Here's to Feeling Good All the Time. One of my favorite TV references of all time. A little bit of Kramer, Cosmo Kramer, up in his piece. Brewed and banned. There you go. Canned by Bissel Brothers. 7.8% ale. Assume it's a hazy. Who knows? I've seen this beer before, but I actually don't know what kind of beer is inside of it. And this, at the time of filming, is about 2 weeks old. Can comes courtesy of Bissel Brothers. Thank you very much for sending it off. Let's see what this sucker has. Okie dokie. Definitely a Pilsner. But yeah, I got a light. Something's weird lighting wise in my room right now. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Don't know why. Anyway, my light back there is on. Some bitch. Anyway, yeah, there you go. What is it? Looks like a big old hazy. Label wise, it's cool. It's a bunch of drawings of random characters, but they're not random characters. They're actually people, purposeful people in here, like brewers and customers and certain people kind of floating around on there. So, yeah, I kind of dig it. It's very much what Bissel Brothers actually looks like if you go there. It's a pretty cool spot. It's in like a renovated, I would assume it was a barn of some kind, but it's super modernized, but it flows in a very cool way. It's one of my favorite tap rooms I've been to, actually. Beer wise, I mean, looks all the part of a big old hazy. Half a pinky finger, just off Whitehead. Rich orange core to it, looks all the part of a biggin. Let's get a nose. OJ, that's orange juice. They carbonate orange juice and put it in there. Yeah, I mean, it smells like all the parts of all the orange juice belong to us. Yeah, pretty much. You really can't get past it at this point. It's almost getting to the point, and I mean this in a fun way. I don't mean it in an overtly negative way. It's kind of dipping itself into kind of Sunny D characteristics. That's how orange forward it is, but it's still very organic. There's a nice sweetness to it. I'm not really getting much as far as bittering or anything like that. It's just a big, huge orange forward kind of IPA. Let's dive in. Cheers. I did not expect it to come off as bittering as it does. And it's a very fun kind of balance to that OJ. It doesn't come off sweet, so it doesn't get to that Sunny D territory. It's definitely like a pulpy, rindy kind of OJ. But once you kind of put in that hefty dollop of a beaster weedy, it's not like super dank weedy, but it's not shitty weed. It's like beaster weed. Got a dankiness to it. It brings this kind of like perfect balance between a bitterness and sweetness thing, and kind of draws back that kind of super hyper sweet and kind of Sunny D characteristic to it. But it's still very much all the orange belong to us. That nice beaster weed dankiness on the other side of things. A really nice mouthfeel to it. That's fun beer. Yeah, actually finishes pretty bittering and pretty dry. So it's kind of sneaky, 7.8%. It drinks a little bit lower ABV than that, but I'm not hating it. It's not one of those beers where I typically go, I wish this was like 6%. You know you're drinking something of heft, but since it isn't overly sweet and it has a nice bittering and dryness on the end, that kind of fools you a little bit, but you still know you're drinking something big. Really kind of old school in a new school fashion, the way the bittering kind of is equal, if not a little bit ahead of that kind of fruit portion of the show. And this is the kind of beer a lot of times when I talk about, sometimes, people aren't into hazy IPAs, blah, 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 all that stuff. This is the kind of beer that I talk about when I'm like, I think if you gave this an old school IPA head, even though they're not a big hazy IPA person, this is one of the ones I'd be like, okay, I really kind of dig this one. It's a fun beer. Yeah, I like this. Is it the best Bissel hazy I've ever had? No. I mean, there's a couple, 4 or 5 that have done it better than me. Swishes of the world, Baby Geniuses of the world, a couple, 2 Tree, but it's definitely up there. Very fun stuff. Value and availability on this, I have no idea. Bissel Brothers didn't send a list, but I'm sure it's easily found on the internet. So if somebody out there in the kind of Bissel universe or the Portland universe knows what, please let me know on the pricing on this and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like big old hazies that lean OJ but aren't afraid of that bittering, again, it's not an over-the-top kind of ultra green, like super danky green. It's a little bit more kind of a neutral kind of beaster weedy greeniness, but it definitely shows up. It proves and adds this nice big wallop on the other side of that fruitiness that just makes it a really fun beer. And if you like your beers to be fully attenuated, like I said, this isn't overly sweet by any stretch. That's a good thing. Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little Bissel right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.